Come in, come in. Welcome, Hanzo 13. Please take your seat. Everyone is waiting. What kind of stories shall we do today? I got just the one. How about something light? Okay, we'll definitely come back to that one. How about the story about the snake?
Oh, Hobart, the snake? Yeah, I could tell a story about that. In my younger years of being a little street kid, a little thug guy, I ended up moving in with my teammate, an older guy. You can see he's kind of like a mentor to me and doing all things criminalistic. So he ended up being my roommate, and he's a piss poor roommate. And he's a friend, but at that time the situation was good. And you imagine you got two guys under 20 living in the house with you know plenty of money at their disposal, no children, no responsibilities. This is the 90s, and so we wanted our fucking lair to look like a drug lord's den. So Einstein, my roommate, decides that the perfect centerpiece or piece de resistance to our fucking living room would be one of those 20-gallon tanks with a fucking blow constrictor in it. And so he gets one, and I don't know where he purchased this snake from. I can't remember. And back then there was no internet, so the only way we knew how to take care of this thing was to word of mouth. So instead of going to a pet store or a zoo or looking at an encyclopedia or going to the library and learn how to care for a snake, I think we asked this sketchy head or kid at the time how to take care of it. He's like, all right, just drop a rat in there and motherfucker eat it. A couple of days will be okay. And that was the extent of our knowledge of fucking snakes, right? So as time passed, I think we had the snake for about a month. Chicks would come by and we'd pull them out of the cage, the thing, and scare chicks, and then we put them back in. And I never really been fearful of snakes, but I had a deep respect for them because they're just creepy, and. But this he was all in on it, It was like it was his child or something, right? He's picking it up, trusting, putting it around his neck, and the motherfucker never wore a shirt. Like it was fucking November, he's outside his shirt off and blow constrictor wrapped around his fucking neck, and he's always walking up and down the street looking at his pager. This is how long ago this is. Fucking pagers, man. He's looking at his pager. All the girls like, and some had like this small resemblance to Tupac and shit. And so that was his whole deal. Was like he kind of looked like Tupac, and then he had some cornrow braids and shit. So this motherfucker thought he was birdieing above the rim and shit. He started carrying razor blades in his mouth. It's fucking weird, man. Anyway, so here's where we get to the meat and potatoes of the story. Is where one day we decided to feed Hobart because we barely fed him. And as all responsible and irresponsible pet owners know that you have to feed your animal at some time or they will perish. But so we get this big fucking rat, like bigger than we've ever gotten. It was this huge fucking rat because Hobart had gotten bigger. So we got this big fucking mouse rat thing. I don't know. They said it was a mouse, but I ain't never seen a mouse this. So he dropped it in the fucking cage, right? And we must not have fed Hobart for a while because usually he would look around and slither around and be kind of slick with it. I mean, that motherfucker jumped on that son like flies on shit. Snatches this fucking rat up, gobbles it down, and and we're just sitting there watching it. I'm stoned and shit. And as the time passed, watched the mouse slowly travel to the snake's abdomen as it was working its way through, undulating and whatnot. But that was that on the feeding. Now, 2 days later, this is when we were having some kind of barbecue or gathering at the house. Maybe just to get together. I don't know. I think people were just drunk and showed up to our house. And now this is this guy's time to shine because he loved attention, man. Like every criminal that doesn't go to jail wants is like a bunch of fucking attention, right? No, I'm just kidding. These guys fucking me. He fucking goes outside with all these people and he has a fucking snake around his neck all of a sudden. You know, the small voice in my head is saying, like, I just seen that mouse bulging in this stomach 2 days ago. Now, if you've ever had a snake, it takes a long time for them to pass that. Like, you know, you can cut a snake open 2 days later and the mouse will still look like it's fucking just been eaten. You know what I'm saying? It takes a while for that to get crushed down, and then it like and pukes up bones or something. I don't know what it does with it, but like it pukes up what it can't digest. But this process has just barely begun, and this fucker takes him out the cage to show off. And he walks outside, and so I immediately think that this is a bad idea. I'm not touching Hobart, you know what I'm saying? And fucking, you know, this guy has a black mouth hanging out his goddamn mouth. And so Hobart starts acting real goddamn funny, man. You know, and I'm like, hey, you know, Hobart's not looking right, man. Like, and he's zeroing in on his face. And so this guy, you know, for the past few months, he's picked a fucking snake up every day. There's been problems, you know what I'm saying? And every time he's picked him up, there's been problems. But I think it was a perfect storm of this fucking snake eating this huge fucking meal, and then this guy having this nasty fucking cigar hanging out of his goddamn mouth with a large cherry. And so the snake zeroes in on that cherry and strikes it and just takes a chunk out of this dude's fucking face. The snake is hanging this dude's fucking face and shit. He's trying to shake it off, man. Then fucking, you know, we get the motherfucker off and shit, you know, fucking, you know, he grabs it and the stick is still going wild while it's in his hand. He runs into the fucking thing and throws it in the goddamn tank. And so, like, I'm completely done with Hobart at this point, you know what I'm saying? And Buddy's like, he's livid and he's embarrassed. And, like, everybody's laughing at him now. The laughing stock of this neighborhood. And the street that we lived on was like, you know, this it wasn't a quiet block. Like, this was like a haven for gang members and chicks and shit. So, you know, this was going to be news. This was before Facebook and Twitter and all that. You know, so this motherfucking pride is hurt. And let's say Hobart, man, fucking got to live another 5 minutes before Tech 9 was produced onto the scene and the clip was emptied into the tank. Now, there were pieces of fucking snake and rat all over the goddamn living room, man. It just goes to show you that I don't know, you got to choose your pets wisely and, you know, do some research before you get some kind of exotic pet. But the execution of that snake is stuck in my mind for all these years just because of the fucking flamboyancy of it. I mean, imagine a shirtless, bleeding-faced, cornrow Tupac with a goddamn video game Tech 9 in his fucking hand unloading into a goddamn aquarium full of snake and rat guts. And then there's the picture that you have, and that's the story on that.
So who ended up cleaning the snake up afterwards?
Oh man, that beats the shit out of me, man. I think I tried. I tried to pick up some, but like it wasn't my mess. And like back then, like we didn't do that type of shit, you know. We fucking, I think some girl maybe did it, or we paid a crackhead. I can't remember, man. But I know I did try to pick up some of it because like some of it was on my shit. You know, I had, you know, like the couch was mine. Like we all put in pieces of furniture and little things, and the couch was mine, and the tank was sitting right between the couch and then a doorway going to our bedrooms, and then fucking this weird ass chair that we had, like a fucking old-fashioned fainting couch or some shit. It was weird. We just picked it up off the side of the road. But on my couch, there was like fucking snake shit. You couldn't tell asshole from fucking mouth on this goddamn snake because it exploded, bro. Like it's like he threw it in a fucking blender, man. I mean, he chopped the shit out of something, bro. Yeah, I think I picked up a little bit off the couch if my memory serves correct. I don't think that lazy fucker picked up shit, and you know what I mean? He was too busy fucking worrying about these goddamn snake and teeth marks in his face, and he's bleeding like a stuck pig. I mean, that was gruesome. That was a fucking wound, man. I didn't know fucking constrictor snakes had teeth. That's how stupid I was. But they got fucking fangs, man. And if you think that a fucking constrictor won't bite you, you're full of shit. It'll snap your ass, man. Go Google some shit. You'll see a python or a fucking boa constrictor fucking biting people. And these fangs are big, man. They're like fucking 2 inches long. On not even that big of a fucking snake, you know what I'm saying? Like Hobart was maybe 4 feet long. and he had maybe 1.5 to 2 inch fangs, man. Because those fucking marks went deep in the dude's face, man. I think to this day he still got that fucking scar.
Did he end up going to the hospital?
No, we didn't go to the hospital. I got fucking shot. I didn't go to the hospital. Like my shin swelled up the size of a fucking football, and I didn't go to the hospital because I was scared. I was scared. I don't know why I was scared. I was mostly scared of like my mom. I was like 14 or 15 at the time, and I still had to go home and you know ask for shit from my mom, and getting shot would be one of those things that's like, no, you can't get shit today. So yeah, we didn't go to the hospital like that back then.
So you were just walking around with a big Popeye limb.
Yeah, well, me, I was walking around with a big Popeye leg, like my shin, yeah. But him, he was walking around with a big fucking Popeye cheek, that's for fucking sure, because that swelled up big. You know, it was like right under his fucking eye, like right there where that thinnest part of flesh is, and you know, I mean, right before you get to your upper teeth, and just right there, like fucking eye swole up big, and you know what I'm saying? He had a fat face and swole up because, like, you know, he didn't clean it out, and there's all kind of bacteria in these fucking reptiles' mouths to help break down the they eat. So, you know, and maybe eventually he went to the hospital, but in my memory, he didn't go. That first week he walked around, it was really bad, infected. You know what I'm saying? We had a friend, a girl that was like studying to be a CNA, and she was over there like cleaning it out. She kept on telling me to go to the doctor, get that shit drained or something, and he wouldn't do it, you know. And he's still alive, you know, he lived through it.
I like how the neighborhood crackhead was a zoologist.
Because it was a bad end for Hobart, man. Bad end.
So what's the moral of the story? Is there a moral of the story? I don't know. Leave a comment down in the comment section. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and you're always welcome here. One day I may just take off this mask. Until then, let's have some fun.